Value Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
All right, welcome back as we continue to cover the track, field events, and the running events. And Vandebilt Catholic in 4A, the girls placed first in the state. Congratulations to the Vandebilt girls. But let me give you the girls and the boys results for Vandebilt. We're doing all schools. So if you don't hear it on this segment, check around. We got it, okay? Emery Prentice, who's such a great pole vaulter, but we'll start with her 100-yard dash, 100-meter dash, 12.53. In the boys, 100, Jalen Coleman at 10.91. Both Emery and Jalen got a point out of that with 5. And in the girls, 100 hurdles. How about Merritt Doyle, my neighbor, next door neighbor, 16.65. Congratulations, Merritt, on that. And in the boys, 110 hurdles, Alexander Castell at 15.61. And in the boys, 200 dash, Jalen Coleman, heck of a football player too, and basketball player, 22.07. And the girls, 200, Morgan Haydell at 25.93. And how about the girls, 800, Bryn Kelso finished first, time of 220.79. Let's move over to Ella Chestnut. She had one heck of a night. She finished first in the girls 1600, her time 5:06.92. And then let's move to Bryn Kelso, who finished second in the same race, her time 5:11.63. In the boys 1600, finishing in sixth place was Robert Galinsky for 44.27. In the girls 3200, Ella Chestnut finishing first again. She had a time of 11:05.16. And how about Logan Hamilton? She gets third place in that event, 12:01.76. In the boys' discus throw, Hayden Klingman, he finishes second with a throw of 43.25 meters. In the boys' javelin, Ryan Hazard made it to the finals, and he had a 38.90 meter throw. In the girls' pole vault, just like Ella Chestnut in all the running events, how about Emery Prentice? She's a phenom. She went 13 feet. And, of course, her dad and her mom, great athletes in their own right. And Derek, if I'm not mistaken, set a few SEC records while he was at LSU. So Emery Prentice finishes first at 13 feet. And Catherine Geldner, she's coming up. She's got years ahead of her, and she makes 8 feet. So we'll see how she progresses over the years. In the boys' shot put, Ron Hazard of Vandebilt, he went 12.57 meters. In the girls' triple jump, there we hear Emery's name again. Emery Prentice finished second in that event with 11.14 meters. It's a lot of the same strength that you pole vault in your legs and your upper body that gets you on that triple jump too. It helps out. Girls 4x100 meter relay, finishing in fourth place, Gabrielle Campbell, Sydney Becker, Emery Prentice, and Morgan Haydell with a time of 49.62. In the girls 4x400 meter relay, finishing second was Jimmy Detillier, Bryn Kelso, Sydney Becker, Morgan Haydell, time of 4:06.46. The girls 4x800 meter relay, we had Logan Hamilton, Ella Chestnut, Bryn Kelso, and Laura Siebert with a time of 9:52.28. So there you have it on that end. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Edie White on another segment because they finished second in the state in the boys division, and in the girls division they placed third in the state. But let me just talk a little bit more about Vandebilt Catholic, because a first place finish as a team when you look at the competition that they were up against, this is incredible. Coach Jeremy Ezel did a fantastic job getting this team ready, and they were ready. And I know we stress it so many times, and coming from a track background, I could tell you that we always encouraged those younger athletes, just get us a point here and there, get us a point. And when Vandebilt won by, I think, 1.5 points to win it, every point your team gets you makes a big difference. So when it boils down to the last, it used to be the mile relay, and they changed it all to meters now, but when it came down to that last event, and you're counting points, and at that point, Vandebilt was up by a little bit, but the state runner-up in that division this year finished first in that last race, so Vandebilt had to at least place high up to hold that, and they did. They finished second in that event, and it was incredible. And we're going to have the coach, Jeremy Ezel, and we're going to let him talk more about his team. That's a fantastic feat by the Vandebilt Catholic girls team, placing first in the state of Louisiana. Congratulations. We'll be back with a lot more. Don't go away.
Congratulations to Barker Honda. Barker Honda has been awarded American Honda's 2021 President's Award Elite status. Only 10 Honda dealers nationwide have been recognized as an elite dealer. Elite in sales, elite in financial services, elite in parts and service. Plus, we've got new Hondas arriving daily. Just another reason why it's better at Barker, your elite award-winning dealer in Houma.
So I called my gynecologist. He called me a couple of days later, and he says, well, Lillette, you have cancer. If you're lucky enough to be in a town that has a cancer center, why not utilize what you have? They treated me like I was royalty.
Visit marybird.org/strength to learn more about Terrebonne General, Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. That's what we call revolution, and the revolution is closer than you think. Welcome to Rev.
Whether it's price, service, or selection, you gotta come to AJ Doman Chevrolet. We are South Louisiana's newest business elite, medium duty, and commercial dealer. Can't find the car you're looking for? Let us order it for you.
And remember, no credit, bad credit, we can help.
AJ Doman Chevrolet at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge.
Give us a call today or visit us online at ajdomanchevy.com. AJ Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you. Highway 182 in Berwick.
Playing Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
All right, welcome back. Very pleased to have with us the very victorious coach of the Vandebilt track team. His girls track team won state. That's quite an accomplishment. Joining us now is Coach Jeremy Ezel. Coach, good to have you on board.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
What a great feeling. The Vandebilt girls, and a lot of people were asking me yesterday, well, God, they had to have a special division because there's a lot of talent across the state. I said, no, they were the division. And I mean, so many people did well.
Yeah.
And track is just such a, you got to really be a dedicated athlete. You had some firepower, especially on that girls track team, and they came through.
Yeah. Like you said, I don't think you could have said it any better. Track and field is one of those last remaining sports in the LHSAA that's combined. So you really get the true state champion when you are competing against both your select schools and your non-select schools. So,
what was going through your mind as it was getting close to the end? I was in the press box. I was filming in the press box. Richard Toops, Parker Haydell were on the field. Pat Haydell was in the press box trying to keep me abreast of the points. We were trying to figure out. But I knew going into that last race, I think at that point, y'all had a couple of point lead. But if Northside wins that race and y'all don't place, it changes the whole thing. So you had to finish in the top, and your girl athletes did a great job of doing that.
Yeah, we were counting points the whole night. We knew at that last race after the at the 200-meter mark, they went up 12.5 from us. So we knew at the 2 mile we had two athletes. We had Ella Chestnut and Logan Hamilton, and we got first and third there. So we took 16 points. We went up 3.5 going into the 4x4. We knew that they had one of the faster 4x4 teams. So I told the girls, look, whatever you do, if you can't beat them, you need to finish right behind them because that's the only way you're gonna win it. So
let's talk about some of these because I'm looking. You see Emery Prentice in the 100-yard dash, 5th place. That's a point. Mm-hmm. Her big thing is the pole vault, of course.
Right.
But all these points that I saw sprinkled across. So anybody who was disappointed because they got a point, they helped win the state track.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Yeah, and that's what makes this championship so special. Every girl that we brought to the state meet had scored, whether it was a half a point to 2, like you mentioned with Emery in the 100, in the pole vault, in the triple jump. Mm-hmm. I mean, every girl contributed.
And what can we say about Ella Chestnut? I mean, I called her dad the next day. He said, Martin, I'm worn out from being in the sun. He said, but let me tell you a story. He said, we get back to the tent. I guess they all went to the tent after. Mm-hmm. She's just run all these races. She wants to go running that night. I had to chuckle. I'm saying, what? He said, yeah. She wanted to actually go run. Mm-hmm. When you're born to run, you just run.
You just run. She's a different breed, She really, running is something that she really had to work at. When we got her in 8th grade, she wasn't necessarily the best runner, but she's dedicated. And her hard work clearly pays off because, she's one of the best runners in the South, for sure. That's why she's going to LSU to do her thing.
Right. And besides Emery, we talked about her, but her pole vaulting is just so far advanced from everybody else. And I'm just watching her in warm-ups. And, of course, her dad is down there, and he was an SEC phenomenon himself. Mm-hmm. He just had it. So her mom's a great athlete. So she got the genetics.
She has the genes, exactly. But yeah, Em, like I said, those seniors are our backbone. We're losing a lot going into next year. But I'm just so proud of those girls. Emery, Ella, Bryn Kelso, another big scorer for us.
I was going to bring up Bryn next. Yeah. Bryn got you first place in the 800.
Yeah, she got us a first place in the 800, which was hard because she ran the 4x8 previous to that and the mile run. She got second in the mile. So to come back and defend her title in the 800, in those conditions, it was so hot, so humid. So we're really proud of her as well.
Well, and you got, and I'm going through them to make sure that girls 4x800 meter relay, Logan Hamilton, Ella Chestnut, Bryn Kelso, and Laura Siebert, they got you a first place.
They got me a first place, yeah. So we've been defending that title for the past 3 years. Right. So that was special to them to try to beat their record. Even though they were 2 seconds off, they didn't get to beat their own record, but they defended their title well.
But it was 92 degrees.
I know.
The hottest day of the year.
I know.
I thought about that when we got there. I said, I was sweating just setting up the camera. And I said, well, they're a lot more conditioned than we are at this age, but it was a hot day.
Yeah.
But I want to talk more about the psyche of it in the next segment, but going into this break, I was so impressed with the Louisiana High School Athletic Association because most people don't realize what it takes to put on a meet like this.
Right.
There were people all over the place, and it's chaos, but somehow they keep it under control.
Well, it felt different this year than last. As you know, last year we were just 4A, 5A together. They put the 3As the day before because of the COVID protocols, and I think LSU had a graduation or something like that last year. So getting there this year, it was a little overwhelming to see that many people there from 3A, and it was They do a really good job, like you said. They put it together. They put a good meet together, and I think it ran smoothly.
All right, we're going to be right back. We're going to continue our talk with the head coach of state title. He's got a state title, and we're going to talk with Jeremy Ezel when we come back. Another segment right after the break. Don't go away.
Congratulations to Barker Honda. Barker Honda has been awarded American Honda's 2021 President's Award Elite status. Only 10 Honda dealers nationwide have been recognized as an elite dealer. Elite in sales, elite in financial services, elite in parts and service. Plus, we've got new Hondas arriving daily. Just another reason why it's better at Barker, your elite award-winning dealer in Houma.
So I called my gynecologist. He called me a couple of days later, and he says, well, Aled, you have cancer. If you're lucky enough to be in a town that has a cancer center, why not utilize what you have? They treated me like I was royalty.
Visit marybird.org/strength to learn more about Terrebonne General, Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center.
Pelican Waste and Debris is your local company. We don't just work here, we live here and understand the unique challenges that face our region. Our commitment to our community and customers and love for Louisiana keeps us motivated. Pelican meets every residential and commercial service need, offering roll-off, front-load, and compactor services, ideal for hotels, restaurants, apartments, construction or industrial sites, and much more. We also make recycling simple and cost-efficient, offering single-stream recycling program options. We have set the highest standards for environmental protection, community engagement, and guaranteed client satisfaction. Visit pelicanwaste.net or call us at 985-873-9553 to save money with hassle-free service. Our team has over 100 years of experience, so we know how to make you happy. The sky is the limit, so fly with the Pelican.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
All right, welcome back. We're talking with the state champ coach Jeremy Ezel, Coach Ezel from Vandebilt Catholic High School, who, by the way, this is his second state championship as a coach, and he had 4 with cross country. And Jeremy, I got to take a little dig at your dad, who I played against for years. And so you got 6 now.
Yeah, this is my 6th.
Do you ever walk in the house and go, six, dad, 6?
No. He, my dad's a humble guy. He's
a great guy.
For pretty much every championship I had, he's come support.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, so.
And I know your mom's got to be proud.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. What does this mean as a coach? I think y'all had 100. Vandebilt celebrated 100 state championships. What, last year?
Yes.
So this is 101?
It's 102.
102.
This is 102. This year, cross country, we won again.
That's right.
Right. We won again with cross country. So this makes 102 for the school.
Wow, that's incredible. What goes through your mind? Do you put pressure on yourself as a coach when you're not out there running? So most coaches, you can't control what the athlete's going to go through, if they're going to have a good day, or maybe they pull a hamstring or a little muscle before the meet. You can't control it, but it's still going to drive you crazy as you wait for the event to start.
Yeah. I mean, you get nervous. I mean, as a former track and field athlete, I kind of know, because I've been in their shoes before, especially being at the state meet and so forth, and performing well. You know the feelings that you have, and you know kind of how, or I know how I kind of wanted to be talked to before a race, so I don't ever try to put too much pressure on them. I tell them just enough. And when you get to the meet, it's kind of too late to coach. Your coaching should have been done at practice time. So we've just been trying to prepare our girls up to that point, so we're not putting too much pressure on them at that particular moment.
You know, I didn't want anybody talking to me before meet.
Right.
I just wanted to be in my zone.
That's it.
Just leave me alone. There's nothing you can tell me now that's going to change the way I jump or do anything. But you just, and I guess part of being a coach, you got to know each athlete.
You do. You have to know. And then you have some athletes that want the little critique right before, right? Or you have some athletes that want a little, you know, to hype them up a little bit beforehand. So like you said, you have to know your individual athletes.
Well, and that's part of, I've always said being a coach is part psychologist. You got to figure them out. Some of them need that extra little grind, and some of them will crumble if you give them the extra grind. So you just got to figure it out. And I'm sure, you know, I saw Derek out there sort of coaching his daughter. Man, can you have a better secondary coach out there than a guy that's won the SEC?
All right, you can't. I mean, we're so fortunate. That's what I was saying in our interview with the paper. We're so fortunate Vandebilt does a really good job of going out there and getting the best coaches they can get. And I mean, it translates, and you see it with the championships that we have. So I'm just proud to continue the winning culture at Vandebilt.
And I got to say this, you come across as being a very humble coach too, and you don't mind sharing accolades. But at the end of the day, you're the head coach, and you get the accolades.
Right.
And to get those state championships and to have that, when we saw the girls standing on the podium and that big plaque is raised up, you know, and it's typical for people to come up to me and go, okay, well, what division were they in that they won? I said, they were in a pretty tough division.
Yeah,
I mean, y'all had some stiff competition. And the reason I say that, because those girls worked so hard to get there. They put in the time, they did it, and they raised the plaque up.
Right.
No one can take that away.
No, you can't. You can't take that away. I mean, we compete in Class 4A, the second largest class in the state. Schools ranging from 700 to almost 1,000 students. So we have a wide range, a lot of great teams, a lot of upcoming teams, a lot of teams who are been dominant in the past, and they've just had an off year or two. So I think that we lose sight of, you know, just how difficult something like this is. I mean, you have 19 different events. You have to be knowledgeable of all those to even put yourself in the conversation. So track and field is one of those sports where you have to have not only the knowledge, but you also have to be able to translate the technique behind those individual events to get them to your athletes.
And I'm going through the others. What any of the, I mean, what do you have coming back next year? Because that's what all coaches look at. They go, okay, that's great, but next year, boys and girls, what do you have coming back?
So on the girls' side, all of our sprinters are coming back besides Emory. And I think Coach Coleman he's done a phenomenal job on the sprint side. Vandebilt traditionally is known as a distance school. We're known as a pole vaulting school.
Right.
But now we have to be put in the conversation as a sprint school now because of him. I mean, he works day in, day out with those girls. He's even training this summer. He has his summer camp coming up for track and field. I think it's the first time he's doing it this year. So look out for that. It's going to be going on throughout June and July. We have our jumpers coming back besides Emory. The only seniors we're losing Emory, we're losing Ella, and we're losing one of our hurdlers, Merritt Doyle, who are on that state team.
Yeah.
So
my next door neighbor.
Your next door neighbor, yeah. So I mean, those girls have been working hard, but their leadership has kind of trickled down to our younger girls. We have a really good junior class upcoming. We have a good sophomore class coming up. So yes, we're losing a lot of the dominance that we have, but we have a lot of girls who are hungry and ready to replace them.
It's a chance for someone else to step up.
That's it.
So we'll see how it happens. But Coach, congratulations. Great job. And Skippy, number 6. Number 6 here. So I just had to throw it in because your dad was not only joyful to compete against, but to watch. He just was great. So you're making a big name for yourself. You've carved it out. You deserve it. And congratulations, and we'll continue to follow you. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll see you again next year.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more. Don't go away.